I swear I knew you from before. The way you touch me lets me know. Dark, stormy night, my body.
Cool. Yes, I'm ready.
You ready? You want to do this?
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. Welcome to my 5th episode of Brett's with Friends. Today I am talking to Aisa Renee. She is an actress, model, songwriter, singer. Anything else I'm missing there?
I do healing work as well.
Right.
Hippie.
Hippie. Good. I'm a hippie too.
Yes.
I like to be a hippie too.
Yeah. Gotta. Yeah.
So it's let us know what you're working on. The audience is there, they're listening. Tell us about your experiences and your upcoming projects or the things that you worked on, and then we can talk about your upcoming projects after that. But let us know what you're about and how people can get a hold of you, and let's just go right into it.
Okay, awesome. Hey, I am Aisa Renee. As he said, I'm a singer, songwriter. So I have been working on my music, which has been amazing. So I have a few songs out, and it also represents me as well because I do healing work. So I kind of add sound bowls and stuff into my music. And so I've been working on basically a meditation album, but I have other singles that I've released. But I'm having a song that I'm releasing this Thanksgiving, kind of. So basically my birthday. It's
Happy
like,
birthday.
yeah, exactly. So I'm very excited, very proud of it. I produce a lot of my stuff as well. So I work with other producers, but so I kind of work with kind of creating my sound and, what I like and, yeah.
How would you describe your sound? I mean, in a nutshell.
I would describe it as like psychedelic. Like I do a lot of like rock. I do a lot of like kind of pop and R&B, kind of a mix of everything, but it's definitely psychedelic. And there's definitely a lot of different types of instruments that I use that are like maybe Indian instruments or maybe like more of the Asian instruments or like a Spanish guitar. So kind of like worldly. So yeah.
Nice. Were you singing and creating music as a child up until now, or when did you get into it?
So yeah, always.
Real quick, what were your influences to get to this?
Yeah, so my influences, I have like a wide variety. So I love Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, like that whole thing of like listening to the album all the way through and having the experience and having the people play and like people great at their craft, and that's usually what I use. And so I also love like a lot of R&B, of course. I grew up in the 90s, so have to shout out Mariah Carey, and I love Erykah Badu, and yeah, just a mix of, I love a lot of different things, and I love reggae, I love Spanish music, I love meditation music, so yes. And as a kid, yes, I've always been into music. I was always in choir. I played the cello, and so music's always kind of, it's actually like in my blood. My families are all musicians, and so that's kind of, and I just started getting back into music, I would say like a year ago. Been working hard, producing, and yeah, it's been nice.
Yeah, I've seen
during this quarantine.
I've seen some of your videos that you've been posting lately. They look pretty cool. I've just been micromanaging this thing and I haven't really actually had to been able to go in depth and listen to a whole bunch, but I knew I wanted to get you as soon as possible to be on here.
Thank you so much for listening.
Sure, thanks for coming. Where can people find your music? And give me your Instagram. You got a like what's your social media like? Like, do you have a website where people
Yes,
can hear music or
all of
your
the
videos?
I have my Instagram is www obviously .instagram.com slash Asia ASIA Renee official. And that's where I post a lot of my Instagram stuff. But for YouTube, it is just Asia Renee as well. And for my website that I use is asiarenee.com.
And how have you been finding like being able to like the process of everyone's basically got their own TV show right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be like crazy. I mean, it's already been crazy in the past with the last 10 years, but for now, since everyone's got more time to do stuff, how you been like, what are the do's or do nots that you found or the learning curve of distributing your music, making your music, trying to get it out to other people with all these different platforms to be on right now?
Yeah, I think it's more just like consistency and like also kind of having no expectations just because, you know, your time will always come. And I think just consistency and people were like, yeah, I know her, I see her, you know, and that's my way of usually getting my music out there and also just kind of like right now since during COVID I can't really perform, been doing a lot more live performances, which I has been a lot more helpful in reaching a lot of people that usually maybe wouldn't be able to come out anyways. So it's nice to have that and people can look back on it. And I think, yeah, just like being yourself and showing like kind of who you are and, showing your true self, and people will follow and someone will be inspired by your story. Someone, we're all a collective consciousness. So someone's going to be attracted to whatever you have to say.
Dig what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Out there. Like,
yeah.
Like I made 1 billion of these hats. I got them for sale on Brentwood's.
Oh, I love it. I still have your shirt.
You got it? Tag me sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
But like I don't know if I've ever really made any money off these. And but it's nice to sell them or to have them in your cachet. But the artwork is what it's about, and putting it out there as much as possible and seeing, like you said, with no expectations.
Exactly.
Just kind of putting it out there, and you don't sing to make money. You sing regardless of what will happen.
Exactly.
Not sing.
Yeah, and I just started my a new company as well, where I do a monthly subscription box where it's like kind of will have different things like for healing your space or your being. So it's basically it's all women ran and women made products. So there's different sprays, there's different cords. So
how can people get that stuff from you?
So that's on my website as well. So you can either check out the website or you can DM me directly at asiareneeofficial.com. I mean,
what would be the most common? Has there been a common thing that people have been needing your products for besides your music to have more music and beautiful music in their life? But is there a common thing that people will come and get what your product to do?
I think mainly for like manifesting and also what I do is I add affirmations. So you have different affirmations, you have different things to kind of test. So I would say that mainly people for clearing doubt out of their kind of soul and knowing that they can do it. And so that's usually what it is the doubt, and that's always the first step. And so with the box it has different types of like mantras and different they have tarot cards or oracle cards that you can read and kind of do a reading yourself and see how you can change.
And so how's this last 6 months been for you with or how's that been with your work and your music? Like more, I guess more or less your how is that? Have you? You're in LA.
Yeah.
What's the? I mean, tell me about what you've been going through and where you think you're going to be going and how this is all playing out in your world. Like,
Well, it's been very interesting the past 6 months. I would say it's been I've been able to kind of do a lot of healing. I feel like as everyone else is kind of like looking inward and being like, okay, like what do you really want to do? What do you know, how do you everything becomes very important in this time. So I would say like I have gotten more creative. I have more of a inner peace. And even though everything is, kind of always up in the air, I think of just taking the time and, uh, just doing what you love to do. And there's really kind of no excuse now because you're like, oh, I don't have the time to do this. And now you do. And so, I mean, that's kind of what's been happening for me. There's always ups and downs, but I think as a whole, it's been my most productive year, I would say.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, I could do this now, and I've been wanting to do a podcast for years,
Yeah.
probably. But now I have the time, and it's actually giving me a little bit of a, I haven't painted in a few weeks, which is unusual for me, but I've been putting this together. But it's wet, it's cold, it's rainy in Oregon, so it's like you kind of like. So I got this, but I still want to paint and do stuff, but. I was finding that before I did this thing, I had those Instagram lives that I was doing.
Yeah.
This seems to be really kind of like,
Yeah.
we have the time now and to sit down for a second, organize and actually contact each other. And
Yeah.
actually, this is, I feel like, going to get more and more. And do you
Yeah.
think we'll ever go back to normal or like what was normal before this? What does it even seem like there was anything besides this ever going on now?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. I don't think it will get back to normal in the way per se of how we lived our life, but I think that we will have such a new perspective. I mean, as it is a new, 2020 and we're going to the new year, I think it's like, we're learning a way of how to work from home, how to take classes from home. And I think that's also a benefit and, negative as well. But I think that, um, you know, basically we're able to do things that weren't before. Like, if we're able to travel to some country that doesn't obviously need us to quarantine, you could take your class from anywhere in the world or work. And so hopefully, there will be a difference in how we handle things so that we are more prepared for this. And I think that, I just hope for the best,
And since if there's anybody that's dealing with depression or cabin fever during this time, as a healer, what should they know? How can they help themselves through this, the second lockdown that we're in? That you would heal our audience with the magical words and wisdom of Aisa Renee. Like, how can people not, whatever you got it? What is it? What can we do?
I would definitely obviously always meditate. And you could do that in so many different ways. And as you can just focus on your breath or focus on closing your eyes. And I would say always just like write down exactly like what you want in life and goals. And I say that's always, writing always helps. And write it out and see how you feel and see what the steps are that to do something that maybe you've always wanted to do. And take this as another inward kind of thing. And just so that's what I would say. And just also focus on the positive and and mentality as well, because we're all literally in this together and we are collective consciousness. So I would say just know that you are a part of the important world. So
Yeah, sounds lovely. Sounds good. Um,
is this your painting in the background?
What's that?
Is that your painting in the background?
Yeah, it's one of them. That's like a little,
Love that.
little psychedelic landscape, oil on canvas. It's up for grabs if anyone wants to buy it. There you go. Go to bartwoods.com too. I'm trying to get people. Ultimately, I want people to go to my website because instead of having a bunch of stuff going to other stuff like at Brentwood's, you know, I don't, you know, you want to get them to one place, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, because people, you know, they just want one click. So
yeah,
as we all do, we're just like, where is it?
we're clicking. We're screen jumpers too.
Yeah.
Talking about that a few episodes ago about like we're just constantly going from screen to screen to screen to screen, you know. So
yeah.
This is part of our going to be our human evolution to see if we end up getting like a bone out of our back or a new tail or something to get like this all the time.
Their little antenna, our Wi-Fi antenna.
I have a prediction though with this because not like this interview is about you, but I want to put it out there because I want to see how fast it happens. As we're, you know, with our hands and stuff like that, we're constantly clicking or whatever Kindles or books, and you know, I'm completely guilty of everything because I'm. What else are we doing? But I feel like we're gonna make an object because the next thing would be to free our hands, right?
Exactly, because it's like not good for our hands.
So I think it's going to be very Harry Potter. I think we're going to have like a little thing we pop out of our pocket. It's going to be a little drone that follows us around, either 3 feet, 2 feet. We can have our conversations. We can be videotaping or downloading or streaming live. It's almost like that the Fifth Element stuff with Tucker.
Totally. Or you just like
where it has own
thing. They just pop and then it just like.
I think it'll be orbital though. I have a feeling it's going to we don't want things on us. I don't think, and there'll be things in us. Like see that happening for sure. But like I think it'd be like more like a something you pop out of your pocket and it'll float around and it'll just follow you if you want it, and you could be streaming live and have your life streaming all the time, which is
You heard it here, folks.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It'll happen soon. It'll happen. I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna be now more so than ever because of I don't know. I think people don't notice how people avoid each other now. Like you walk around each other now.
That happened to me today. This guy was like super close. I was just like, no. I think I was already like that anyways. Like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, when I'm in the grocery store and someone like scoots super close to you and I'm just like, there's so much space, you know.
Well, now you have a little thing to orbit you.
Yeah.
And so no one's gonna unless you want to get hit in the head with it. So let's talk more about like where you want to be like with your whole thing, your music, your videos. Where do you want to be? Like what's your end game?
I would say my end game is definitely I would love to have my own I would say record company for independent artists, and you know they would be able to have a stake in the company and just let them have free reign and kind of I would say that that's kind of like my goal. And also with my abundance box, I want that to be just my you know, I wanted to reach, you know, different amount of people, like, you know, people who, you know, especially like I want to do it with children. So basically, you know, if they're having issues in school with bullying, or if they're having, you know, feeling self-conscious, you know, having that meditation kind of established in that early age so that they, you know, as adults can be a little bit better than most of us. So
keep your child alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Child right here alive. You gotta can't.
Yeah.
So many people growing up, like people I knew in high school that were so fucking talented, and then I see them like at our, you know, through whatever the grapevine or, and then I was like, hey, are you still doing this? Oh, nah, I stopped doing that when I was in high school. I was like, you were the best at doing that. Wait, they're all nah. I was like,
exactly. Yeah. Just knowing that you know, are, you have the ability to achieve what you want. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's really is the power of the mind. And you know,
it's almost in a weird way honoring your creativity. You know,
yeah,
it's up and down and all around, and definitely, you know, you suffer for it, or you feel like, what are you doing? All these things, but you still are creating.
exactly.
That's such
That's
an
the most
important part,
important.
because so many
Yeah,
people
everybody has a form of creativity. You know, some of us are painters, some of us are really great at photography, and you know, we all have our certain thing. And just because it's non-conventional, that doesn't mean that it's not important. So
well,
I
there's so
think
many
that
different medias, like with photography, everyone's doing everything. You're doing everything. You're making music videos, you're singing, you're songwriting, you're doing healing work. It's not just one thing anymore. Maybe
yes,
in the
exactly.
1920s it would have been like, you know, I'm a dentist, that's all I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're a dentist, a musician, a photographer, you know.
Yeah, you have to be all equipped with all that. So definitely, and yeah, exactly. Always studying your craft and like kind of especially I feel like when you're young and kind of absorbing what makes you happy, and you know, as you carry on in your life, you know, that's pretty much what I did is try different areas and kind of always based off of what feels right. And if it really doesn't like sit well with me, then you know, always it's mainly means that I shouldn't do it. So,
Mm.
so
Do you ever get the have you ever gotten the like the hairs in the back of your neck like
oh
risen
yeah,
because of like a bad, I always call it sort of a heat when you know something's not good, something is wrong, something's
oh yeah,
it's all this. I've had it
unbalanced.
with certain people that I've met, and later things, bad things would happen to them, really bad,
Yeah,
like the ultimate bad thing. But like you get, I describe it as like a heat, but it's not hot. It's like
yeah,
it's like this weird impression on the back that you know,
yeah.
it's like spidey senses in a weird. But people, I mean, every time I felt that with certain individuals or experiences, shit went south for that person. So
Yeah,
you got to be really aware of those, because that's also you too, being in
exactly.
contact with that as
And
well.
like also like trusting yourself. And like another thing that I really learned is like, like let's say like I'm gonna say like, oh, I'm gonna wake up every morning 6:30, do some yoga, and then I don't do it. It's like my word isn't good, so I should trust my word. And I would say that like that goes with intuition. And if you don't, especially if you don't feel the person is right, then your mind isn't playing tricks with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely letting you know like this is how you should go and how you should feel. And I mean, you learn through experience. And I think that that's like uh our lesson throughout our life is to always trust our feelings. And yeah, a lot of us don't.
I feel that for sure, for sure. I was doing the same time. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. So in the last, like, we got a couple minutes left.
Oh, did you want me to do a sound bowl healing?
Sure, let's do one. Anything
Okay.
you want.
Okay. Give me a moment.
We need some healing here.
Yes, we do. Sorry. I'm like,
I love it.
so yeah, I will share that. So this sound bowl is tuned at 432 hertz, which they basically studied, that heals your DNA. And this is for the third eye. So this is kind of like how it
Ooh,
works.
it's pretty. It's
Yeah.
glass, right? Or is it quartz?
It is a crystal quartz. So I guess I'll play it like this.
Do you want to? Okay, make it so you're comfortable. If you want to dip your camera down so you can see it.
Maybe that will be better.
That looks really cool. It's glowing.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. This will be our. What should I do? What should I do to prepare?
I would say everyone just close their eyes and relax. Focus on the thing that they most desire. Connect with yourself.
My timer started going off at that. Do you hear that?
Oh, awesome.
That's a timer on my phone. To make, I'm trying to use a timer now because
That's
I've
perfect.
been, the last couple went a little bit long, and I want to keep these within like half an hour.
That's perfect.
So on that note, I feel great. That was nice, right? Yay! So give us a roundabout like way again that people can go. Give us your information, your music. Give us and then we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna edit this stuff together with your music in it at the intro and the outro. Give us the last. This is it. Let them know what your site and everything that you've already said. But
so you can find me on Instagram at Aisa Renee Official is my Instagram. Also, I do have my website, aisarenee.com. And that's where you can contact me and you can listen to my music. I am on Spotify. Spotify is like my #1 platform. So you can definitely find me on there. And yeah.
Yay! Woo! Well, thanks for Aisa Renee for being on Brett's with Friends, the 5th episode. I'm gonna stop counting them at some point. Let's do a high five with the last episode. There you go. Do your camera. Boom.
Boom.
So thanks for the healing. That was very nice, and I hope I'm sure that was nice. I feel special. So thanks for coming. I'm sorry.
Thanks for having me on.
Totally. We'll have you on any old time you want to do this. We're just going to keep on launching these out and uploading them. But good luck with everything. I hope people find you. I hope they hear your beautiful music. Check out my website, brettwoods.com. You can see my movies, art, these episodes.
I'm going to share this online.
Perfect. I love it. Yay! I hope to see you in the future soon. Be well over in LA. You're still in LA, right?